Blog Talk Radio.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution. Join me, Naima Latif, every morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, as we bring you stimulating discussions about the issues affecting our lives. If you're listening online at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution, press the blue button that says follow and get our daily topics every morning directly to your email and your smartphone. Hi, I'm Naima Latif, Executive Producer of the Female Solution Radio Show. We invite you to call in 515-605-9325 and participate in this daily think tank as we examine the challenges we face and develop solutions that restore peace and harmony. We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. We are one. Wherever we live on this earth, we are one human family. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to extend a greeting to all the members of our family, whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China, Ni Hao. In India, Namaste. In Japan, Konnichiwa. In Korea, Annyeonghaseyo. In Russia, Здравствуйте. In Germany, Guten Tag. In Poland, Dzień dobry. In France, bonjour. In Spain, hola. In Italy, ciao. In Egypt, ahlan wa sahlan. In Ghana, akwaba. In Nigeria, peleo. In South Africa, sawubona. In Senegal, nangadef. In Kenya, jambo. In Israel, shalom. In Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Saudi Arabia, assalamu alaikum. Greetings, and may peace be upon you all.
And thank you for joining us today on blogtalkradio.com. The Female Solution, Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks. Welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness to start your week off with a mindfulness stress relief session. And today's topic, wow, what a title. Author Modi, M-O-D-I, Miss Modi will be joining us this morning, our special guest. And she is a 25-year-old author and passionate writer. She loved writing so much that she went to Fisk University to obtain her bachelor's degree in English, from where she fell in love with literature and different writing styles and created her own. She is the CEO of Premier Child Care Centers in Chicago, where she supervises 4 centers. A 25-year-old, she supervises 4 centers of youth and educators. And there she uses her skills to help mold the young writers of tomorrow. Modi's eagerness to learn and become an author has landed her here today, and that's why she's here to share her story. And we do hope that you will tune in and call someone, text someone, send it out on social media. A 25-year-old author who has been through natural hell and is here to share that experience. She'll be joining us this morning. So I do hope that you will find this intriguing, because I have come to an understanding that after reading this book, and I tell you, I have not read a book in a long time from cover to cover in one day. That just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen for me anyway. But I read this book from cover to cover in one day. One Thursday morning, I was en route to the beauty salon. And that day, I decided not to drive, but to take public transportation. And it was a long way. So I said, well, at least I'll get the book read. And I read it on the way. I was halfway through it. It's only like 100 and maybe 10 pages or something like that. I read half of it on the way to the salon and the other half while I was under the dryer. That I was so intrigued, I could not put the book down. And they just don't make page turners like they used to. But this was a page turner. Some women prefer hell. And this 25-year-old young lady, author of the book, and it is simply outstanding. And if you don't have the book, you will at least get a chance to hear the author today and talk about her experience coming up. It's just, I can't wait to have her on. Anyway, good morning, grand rising to you and yours. Hopefully your weekend was long enough and cool enough. And if it wasn't, just remember to hydrate, drink some water every hour on the hour. Because by the time you get thirsty, the body is already dehydrated. And lots of times we drink water and we think, when our stomach growls, we think we're hungry. We're not. We've been misled. We've been bamboozled by the food marketing industry to think that we're hungry. And we're not hungry. We're thirsty. So I always tell people to drink water every hour if you can. Set an alarm on your phone. So if you're joining us this morning, remember that it's important that you get that water in there, because you cannot survive if you do not have water in your tummy. And that's how it works. Okay? Happy birthday to all the Leos. And now starting with the Virgos. I said Leo love for last month. Happy birthday. Today is Sporty King's birthday. And also my cousin Hattie Frierson Johnson Knox. She's been married a few times, so I don't know what her last name is now. But anyway, she and my cousin, well, she's my cousin, and her girlfriend Carol celebrated their birthday this weekend in Washington Park. And it was a blast. If you didn't get a chance to enjoy the weekend, well, hopefully this weekend will be coming up and you can enjoy it even more. If you are listening online, feel free to send your comments and your suggestions to our Facebook page, The Female Solution, as well as Instagram and Twitter. And you can also send it to me on Facebook Live with Zelda Space. Now, I always have prizes for you today. And today's trivia is, you can tell me what the title of the show is. You can win a chance to win a Higher Learning Network TV T-shirt. How about that? They come in black and they come in purple, and they are simply gorgeous. So when you call in, if you want to win one, you have to tell us your size so that we can get that for you, or just email us. And do keep in mind, we're always looking for health ambassadors, because as a person had the blessing to reverse type 2 diabetes, I want to make sure that the world, my community, my listening and viewing community knows that type 2 diabetes is reversible, and we do teach those who are diabetic and who are borderline diabetic. I was borderline diabetic for 10 years, on how it's possible to reverse it, and we can teach that. And I'm working on a project online now to help with that as well. But in the meantime, in between time, you can go to diabeticdonut.com. And also, if you are looking for a way to make money whether it's make money mystery shopping, make money on Amazon. There are a variety of ways. You can go to zeldaspeaks.com, click on training. And remember to set those DVRs for the Higher Learning Network TV show Tuesdays at 6, Wednesdays at 1 on Channel 19. And 24 Network TV show channel. Okay? I know that's a mouthful. Higher Learning Network TV show channel. That's on YouTube. And now, let's go to your personal YouTube, which is our spiritual reading for the day, which comes from my third book. It's called Inspirational Conversations, Volume 2 with Shalom Israel, a.k.a. Zelda Speaks. And today is, as I said, I don't always read from today, which is the 26th, but today I'm reading from the 28th. And it says, Hurricane Tsunami was another disaster, destroying millions of people's lives. Came, it destroyed, it left. But it brought people together in a way as never before. We learned to love in a different way. We learned to be more patient and forgiving with one another. We learn to share our resources. We learn to live in a more conscious state of being as we are now. Not just doing and having things. We learn what life is really all about. Living, loving, sharing, and caring. It's not what you have, but what you do with what you have and how you share it. Inspirational Conversations with Shalom with Israel, a.k.a. Zelda Speaks. And if you'd like to get a copy of the book, it is available at zeldaspeaks.com. Simply click on products. And that passage for today is simply a reminder of all the good that we have in our lives and how we are not to hoard it, how we are not to try to hold on to, because things come through us. They didn't come to stay. If you take a look at your living environment, look where you live. In your bedroom, I know for a fact that your closet is probably packed with clothes. You cannot get in your closet, in your drawers, on your shelves, because you have so much. If you are lacking in any shape, form, or fashion, if there's anything in your life that you think you need, I challenge you to do this. For the rest of the week, one day a week, give away something to someone. If it's a pair of shoes, a hat, gloves, T-shirt, a notebook, a book, a bike, a coat, a sweater, something. Give away something because you have plenty. The fact that your closet is so overwhelmed, it is stacked to the limit, means that you are abundantly blessed. And you are so blessed, the universe wants to see how you are going to bless others with it. Are you going to continue to hoard it just to say, I have X amount of shoes, purses, books, tapes, whatever? Or are you going to share it? Because if you want more in life, and if you expect more in life, then you've got to give. You have got to be in the consciousness that you already have everything that you need. Because if you have breath, you have life. And if you have life, you have everything you need. You can get things all day long. This is America. People risk life and limb to get here. So you have it. So just remember, one day this week, to give away something, because you have been blessed with the opportunity to be and to live and to have an abundant life. And is what the premise of the female solution is all about. Taking care of ourselves, taking care of our neighbors, to be in a state of consciousness where we are continually evolving to make a difference, not only in our lives, but that of our sisters and brothers, because we are all one. Brother Khalid Scott, our Monday morning mindfulness mental health specialist, who comes on with us monthly, but he just got a new job. He'll be with us quarterly now, and he sent me a message this morning, as he usually does, something very positive in the morning, and it says, "We are one." Frankie Beverly and Mays has a song, "We are one." And when we come to that realization that we are one, then this world begins to be a better place. We are not divided. We allow systems and organizations to divide us by the names that we call ourselves, by the organizations that we are involved with, whether they are religious or not. But whatever your calling may be in life, whatever you choose to call yourself or the organizations that you are attached to, we are still one, because they all come under the heading of God, whom you may choose to call Allah, Buddha, Yahweh, Jesus, Jehovah, and on and on and on. And whatever you call he, she, it, the universe, the creator, the omnipotent, whatever you call it, it is aware and it is awaiting your consciousness to continue to evolve. And as we continue to evolve this morning, let us become still for our breathing exercise that we will practice for just a few minutes this morning, because this is the time that we empower ourselves before we face the day. Dr. Maya Angelou, former beloved poet, author, screenwriter, director, and woman of the world, says, before you face the day, face God. Face God, the spirit that is within you. So let us become quiet and become still. We're going to do a breathing exercise. I'd like you to sit up straight in your chair if possible. If you're lying down, that's okay, but it's better if you're sitting up. But however you receive this message is fine. Feet flat on the floor, nothing in your hands. Closing your eyes, your arms should be by your side. And we will begin to inhale to the count of 6. We'll hold it for a hot second, and then we'll release that breath. And keep in mind as you are breathing, if you can, breathe through the nostrils and focus on the breath. When you breathe in, feel the chest. Inhale, you should feel your chest becoming enlarged. And as you exhale, you should feel your stomach moving. It should go in and out. So let us begin this process. Inhale deeply to the count of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it. And exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Counting to yourself. Long, deep inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it. And exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more long, deep breath. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it. Feel your chest, your stomach deflate. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, as you continue to breathe, count to yourself, remembering that the breath is the most important thing in your life right now as we speak, because there is nothing more important than your breathing. If you cannot breathe, you cannot function. And if you cannot function, you are not operating at full capacity as the Creator intended for you to do. As you continue to breathe, feeling your body move, feeling the chest move up and out, and the stomach deflating as you exhale, give thanks for the breath. It is the energy, it is the flow of energy that keeps you in alignment with that of your Creator. As we give thanks, excuse me, let us remember, as we begin with the energy circulating from the top of the head, feel that energy of light, love, as it circles, beginning at the top of the head down to the forehead, to the eye sockets, to the eyebrows, the cheeks, the nose, the lips, the chin. Oh, we give thanks for the breath that continues to circulate with the energy that moves down through the ears, the entire head, the neck, the shoulders. We give thanks for the energy that continues to flow through the arms, the elbows, the wrists, fingers, the fingernails, the palms of our hands, and the tops of our heads. Inhaling deeply and just giving thanks as the energy flows and continues to flow through the chest, the solar plexus, the breast, the stomach, the sides, our hips, our back, the buttocks. Oh, yes, the wonderful buttocks that hold us in the seat as we breathe and give thanks for the breath that continues to flow through the thighs, through the knees. The knees, those wonderful knees that keeps us moving. Even if those joints are a little stiff, we continue to breathe. Breathing in life, love, and energy throughout the entire body, especially the knees as they bend and move and take us forward. As we continue to breathe, we give life and send light and love, energy to the legs, to the ankles, to the arches, to the heel, to the flat feet, to the arched feet, to the feet that move us forward, to the top of the feet, to the tip, to the toes. Oh, what a wonderful body we live in. What a wonderful vessel that we have the opportunity to give thanks. That it moves. That yes, it still moves despite all of the negative energy that comes our way during the course of the day from people, from places, and from things and situations. As we forgive ourselves for that we have ingested, be it negative thoughts or food that is not of the plant kind, food that is not from the ground, that does not have in seed, we give thanks for all that we have ingested that is not for our well-being, but for that of pure taste. We give thanks and we forgive ourselves now. As we begin the process of coming out of this experience, we say out loud as we continue to breathe and take long, deep breaths, we give thanks. We say out loud to ourselves, I am happy, I am healthy, I am whole and complete. And we say those words because we want to continue to re-energize and revitalize each and every fiber of our being. Those two words, I am, come from Scripture, two of the most powerful words on the planet. And those words will give you each and everything that you so desire, depending on the words that you give to words. I am happy. I am healthy. I am whole and complete, no matter what the doctor says. I am happy. I am healthy. I am whole and complete. No matter what the diagnosis is, I am happy, I am healthy. I am whole and complete because the Creator may have given me a challenge, a health challenge, to wake me up, to make me conscious, to remind me of the healing properties that I have within my own body. I give thanks that I am aware that the health challenge that I may be experiencing that may come in the very near future and that may never come, it is simply an awakening, a reminder of the power that we possess as we give thanks for the brain, the liver, the lungs, the breast, the colon, our ovaries, our growing area, our bowels, because someone somewhere today is constipated. Someone somewhere does not know that the fiber that they need to help clean the colon is listed as a product that I call Nopalina, Nopalina, Nopalina. You can find it at any health food store or Google it. I promise you. Pills are available, but there's nothing like that raw fiber of not wheatgrass. What is it? I'm at a standstill. Just Google it. Nopalina. I promise you those bowels will open up. As we come out of this process, we give thanks for light, love, and energy, and this precious moment that we have given to ourselves, that we will continue to give ourselves. As we take one long, last deep breath, inhale deeply, and exhale, bringing our head forward, chin to chest, rotating the head to the left, slowly, bringing it to the back, slowly, continuing breathing, slowly, bringing it to the right, slowly, continue breathing, and bringing it around to the front, chin to chest, reversing the head, bringing it around to the right, slowly. You should just be getting to the back, slowly, and to the left, slowly. You might feel a pop in your neck. That's only air being released, slowly, bringing it around to the front, chin to chest, head straight up, looking as far as you can to the left, and as far as you can to the right. Back to center. Take a long, deep inhale. Hold it. And exhale. As you continue breathing, listening to the show, give thanks for the breath of yourself and those whom you love and those whom you don't particularly care about. You send them love anyway, because that which you send out is that what you will receive back. I hope you've enjoyed this Monday morning mindfulness meditation session. And if you have, when you call in, we'd love to hear about it. You can call in at 515-605-9325 and press 1 to speak so that we can open your mic. If we can't open your mic, then we can't hear you. So you've got to press 1 so that we can open your mic. Our guest today is a young woman by the name of Modi, who has had such an experience so unbelievable that she had to write a book about it. And it's called Some Women Prefer Hell. And I know you who are listening, I know that you are not one of those. But it's okay if you are, because you will learn something today. And thank you for staying close, and we'll be back right after these important messages.
Hi, this is John Alexander,
And I'm Naima Latif. Meet people like you who are making a positive difference in the world.
Big difference.
Watch us every day on The Media Connection at www.youtube.com/The Media Connection TV.
YouTube it. We'll see you soon.
There are people who choose to make a positive difference in the world. Our job is to bring you their stories to motivate you to do the same. Join us each week, host John Alexander and Naima Latif, as we bring you the educators, entertainers, elected officials, religious leaders, and community activists whose works are transforming this world. Find out how you can make a difference too. Be inspired. Watch The Media Connection.
Mondays at 5 p.m. and Tuesdays at 12 noon on Cable TV, Channel 19 in Chicago. And other cities, check your local cable listings.
Do you want to live in a world without war? Join our global peace movement. Heavenly Culture World Peace Restoration of Light transcends culture, religion, ideology, and other boundaries to achieve peaceful harmony in the global society. HWPL is committed to bringing world peace and cessation of war through peaceful dialogue between religious groups. I am Director Shin-Suk Kim of the HWPL Chicago branch of North America. Join us for our next gathering. Call 773-580-1501 and be a part of the movement for world peace. Email us at chicagohwpl@gmail.com.
Are you having challenges with your 2-year-old who has suddenly discovered they have a free will and has learned to tell you no? Are you having challenges with your 8-year-old who has suddenly learned how to tell untruths in order to avoid punishment? Are you having challenges with your 13-year-old who has suddenly realized that they know everything and you know nothing? Parenting is a challenge. Our children are here to learn and grow in understanding so that they can reach their highest creative potential and contribute to a new world of peace and harmony. To do our part as their teachers and protectors takes wisdom, patience, and skill. Join me, Naima Latif, and facilitator Mark Shahid on the Parenting and Family Reconstruction Learning Lab every Thursday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Time on American Muslim 360 Blog Talk Radio. Tune in at www.blogtalkradio.com/American Muslim 360. Call in with your questions at 515-605-9891. That's 515-605-9891. Spare the rod. Love the child.
I'm Dr. Willie Wilson. Community and police need to come together again. Police need to walk the streets, get to know the citizens. They can ride the buses, the L, the subways, and once again, become the officer friendly we always hear about. Police are the front line between us and the criminal element. As mayor, I will begin program to assure they will get to know us as our neighbors.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for mayor.
Grand Rising, and thank you for joining us back here on The Female Solution. Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks, and if you just listen to that last track, that last promo talking about the police and Dr. Willie Wilson, you will be happy to know that his name has been cleared. He was in court Friday with the Board of Elections because our current mayor and the aldermen conspired to say that Dr. Wilson, who is running for mayor, is illegally giving away money, trying to bribe people for votes. And that is not true, and his name has been cleared because Dr. Wilson has been doing this for more than 30 years. I knew him when I was working in commercial radio Gospel Radio 1390, B103 WGCI, and I had a chance to interview him, and I went to churches where he's spoken at, and he just has a heart of gold, and those who do not know him or his ministry did not know that this is what he's been doing for the last 30 years, and he's over 30 years, and he's got records to prove it. So I'm glad that they took him to court so that he could, the world could see that this is a man of God, and he is doing what he is supposed to do. And expect evil to come at you. That's my thought for the day. When you are doing your very best to make this world a better place, the satanic forces that try to run this world, they're coming for you. Expect that. And that's why it's important that you put on your armor of God every single day. You have your own private morning mindfulness meditation because, honey, they are coming for you. And they come in all shape, form, and fashion. So you have got to be ready. And if you're ready to speak this morning, you can call in at 515-605-935. Remember to press 1 to speak. Our guest today is Mo D. She is the Chicago author who is a 25-year-old author and passionate writer. She loved writing so much, she went to Fisk University to obtain her bachelor's degree in English. From where there, she fell in love with literature and different writing styles and created her own. She is the CEO to the premier child care center in Chicago, centers in Chicago, where she supervises 4, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 centers of youth and educators. I could learn something from this young lady. Here she uses her skills to help mold the young writers of tomorrow. Modi's eagerness to learn and become an author has landed her today, and that's why she's here with us today. Welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness, the author of Some Women Prefer Hell. Thank you so much, Modi. Your mic is open. Thank you for joining us this morning, dear. How are you?
Thank you so much for having me. Good morning. I'm great. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Now that you are here, I am so honored to have you as a guest this morning because you are a young lady doing things that I never even thought of when I was 25 years old. So congratulations on your book. And as
Thank you so much.
You are welcome so much, girl. You have been through hell and back. Tell us
Amen.
your story. Tell us your story.
Okay, so like the book is about a daughter's perspective of her mother's hellified relationship, and then she goes into her own relationship unconsciously doing the exact same thing she saw her mother do. So it is loosely based on real life. That actually did happen to my mother and I. We actually did go through a really bad relationship. We saw both of each other go through a bad relationship. For the book, I expanded on it a lot, but the ideas definitely came from real places.
This is not fiction, so the world needs to know this is not fiction. This is a book that I have to tell you, Modi, I'm a reader. I love to read and I love to write, but I have not picked up a book in a very long time where I read it from cover to cover in the same day. Do you hear me? In the same day. That means your book is so, what's the word? It's so encapsulating that you can't put it down. You cannot put the book down. I was like, oh my God, who is this girl? I gotta have her on the show with the quickness. So for the young people who are listening, you are a role model, and not only the young people, for the older people, as myself. You are a blessing in disguise. You are a ray of sunshine.
Thank you so much.
Can you tell us about what is the premier child care?
So we have 4 centers across the Chicago area. My mom actually started them 32 years ago. Actually, now 33 years ago, and they are in very prominent areas. We have one in the Peel Hill area, one in the Austin area of Chicago on the west side. We have one downtown, and we have one out in the Hedwig area. So we are curriculum-based centers, and we are basically just molding the doctors, the lawyers, the writers, the radio personalities of tomorrow. We're actually molding the children.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And did this child care center come as a result of the abuse that you went through as a child?
Actually, no. It has not. It didn't come from, after that, but it actually has helped a lot so that if I see signs in children, because I know what I went through, because we actually have, older children too, when I see that, I'm able to detect it early and step in and be that mentor to them that I needed when I was younger. So it wasn't as a result of it, but it has definitely helped me stop other people like me go through what I went through.
And you certainly went through a lot. What do you think that you learned most? What's the most important thing about your book, in your opinion?
Your happiness is yours. It's personal. You can't look for happiness anywhere but within.
I'm so glad you said that. You have to look within, because our young people are looking for, not only our young people, people period, and then they don't get it from that person. They go from person to person to person.
Exactly.
Not knowing that it is from within where your happiness comes from. How long did it take you to come to that conclusion about yourself?
I just came to that conclusion. Once I dropped my book, it was like almost simultaneously. Writing the book was very cathartic. So as I was going through it, as I was writing the book and I was, tapping back into that treacherous event, I started to realize, like, okay, so if these people couldn't give you happiness, you absolutely have to find it from somewhere else. And writing really made it easier for me to tap into what really makes me happy. So it took me about 10 years to actually get self-happiness.
It only took you 10 years. Oh, wow.
I love the way you said that. Only took you 10 years.
Because, there are people still today that don't love themselves because they don't know themselves, and they will accept any kind of treatment from anybody because they think that person's going to bring them all the joy that they need in life, and that's just not how it happens. So I commend you for being the young spirit that you are and the leader in the community that is doing so well. Girl, I'm proud of you, and I don't even know you.
Thank you so much.
God bless your ministry. You are such. We're going to get into the book in a minute, because there's some things that I could not believe I was reading. But I do want to ask you the question. As a writer, there are days when you don't really have to think about pen to paper. I write pen to paper. I'm still old school. You probably do it on an iPad, a notebook, or computer or something. What is your process? Do you write? Do you write electronically? I kind of figured that, but
or a typewriter.
It's okay. Yeah. Did you say typewriter?
Yes.
I've not heard anybody say that in a long time. Girl, you must be old school for real. I saw a typewriter on Craigslist. Somebody was giving it away. I was like, I need to get that just to have it.
I love it.
For old times, because that's how we learn. That's how we learn.
Yeah.
But one of the things I've learned, and I like to ask you that question as well. What do you do when you get so-called blocked, where the words just don't come? Because sometimes we have things that we want to say, but the Spirit has a way of stepping in and writing the words for us. Because sometimes when we get a block, we just need to stop and let Spirit express itself and say what it wants to say. See, poets and writers in general have a reputation of committing suicide. What's your opinion on that, and how do you circumvent that?
Well, see, my opinion on that is, as a writer, you can't really put limits or times on when you're going to write. It has to come to you because it's still an art. So I think that writer's block comes from us trying to actually have it organized. Of course, you have to have some sort of organization when it comes to writing, but we have to remember that it is an art and it is a creative art, and it clear mind. And you have to be able to actually take your mind to another space to actually execute what you're trying to write, and you can't do that if you put a time constraint on it. I can't say to myself, okay, you're going to write at this time, and you're going to write this much, and it's going to be impactful. That's impossible for me to know. So, I think that a lot of writers, the depression and the wanting to kill themselves is because they can't they can't trick their minds into realizing that it is actually an art and it takes time. You can't put a time limit on it,
I like what you said. You said people cannot trick their minds. And one of the things that I've learned is that we don't really, we do. We trick our minds, but we have not, many of us have not learned how to manage or master our thoughts so that our thoughts evolve into or manifest on a physical plane so that we can have the kind of experience that we want. We haven't learned how to train our minds, and that is a constant struggle every single day. And for our listening audience, I am working on a program because I get emails all the time asking me how to master a thought. How do you do that? You're a writer. How do you do that? Well, it's a program I'm working on. As soon as I launch it, you'll be the first to know. But you touched on a very important clue there. You have got to get to the point where you can train your mind. You can trick it at first, but you need to train it. There are tools and techniques that you can use, just as you know as a writer, that you've got to use in order to get the desired result. And sometimes the results aren't always what we want. It's got to be what the Spirit gives us. Do you find that to be true?
Yes, I do. I absolutely do. And you know what? When I was writing my book, it was some like passages that would come to me, and it was like, okay, this doesn't make any sense. How is this even supposed to be a part of the book? And I would save it for later, and it actually became pertinent.
Wow! Listen to that. All you had to do was write it down, and it would show up where it needed to be. How awesome is that?
Yeah.
Modi?
Yeah.
You have an old soul. You have
I get that all the time.
You have the soul of. You have the wisdom of the ancients. Who are you close to? Your grandmother, your grandfather, your great aunt. Who are you close to in your family that gave you the kind of wisdom that you have at such a young age?
Yeah, I'm actually really close to my granny, my mom and my dad. We're actually, I'm really close to them.
What's your granny's and your mom and your dad's name?
My granny's name is Dorothy. My mom's name is Tamara, and my father's name is Philip.
Tamara. That's not Tamara Fair, is it?
That's her.
Are you kidding me? Tamara Fair. I saw that. And because doesn't she have a group called Polished Pebbles?
No.
She does not. That's not that Tamara Fair. Okay. There's another one. Okay. I was like, okay. All right. So I'm glad we cleared that up. But anyway, thank you for your granny, Miss Dorothy, and your mom, Tamara, and your dad, Philip, because despite everything that you went through, look how you came out on the other end.
Yes, I'm definitely thankful. And you know what? They were there for me all while I was going through it, but some things we go through in our mind, we have to actually get out of it on our own. There is nothing no one can say or no one can do that will help us get out of it. We have to escape on our own.
You are absolutely right. And if we wait on somebody else, that may not happen. Do you feel that the abuse you received stunted your growth any way? and we can see that it propelled you forward in an awesome and dynamic way. But do you feel, I'm sure at the time you may have felt that way. Did you?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I did. And I heard a quote about not a long time ago, and it said, life is to be lived forward and understood backwards. And now more than ever, I realized that I had to go through that to grow through it. I had to go through that to get to where I am today. So as I was going through it, I was like, okay, it's hopeless. I'm never going to get out of it, you know. But now that I'm where I am, I'm like, okay, so that was necessary for the lesson. That was necessary for the blessing. Okay, I get it. I had to go through that.
Okay. And what would you say to someone who's listening who is having a similar issue and they just can't see how to move beyond their current circumstances?
I would say that they should stop for a second and focus on themselves and done, because when you focus on other people, you reap the benefits almost immediately because you see how they feel or how they don't feel about what you've done. But if you take some time to invest in yourself and really figure out what makes you happy, like just start asking yourself those questions. What makes you happy? What doesn't make you happy? What makes you you? Eventually, as long as the conversation is brought up into your mind, eventually you'll be able to answer those questions. And it's really hard to get out of a situation, especially because when you're in that situation, you don't know that you're in it until you get out of it. So when you're in it, it's like, okay, it's just okay. And everybody, well, I don't know about everybody, but I know most people want a piece of something versus the whole thing. Well, they think that, at least I got just this little bit. I'd rather have this little bit than not have anything at all. So that would definitely be my suggestion, to just pause for a second and try to tap into you and then come out of it on your own terms.
And we have to learn not to compare ourselves with others as well, because what experience for them was okay may not be for us. It may not be okay. But I want to go to the book very quickly. Okay. The first thing on page 5 of Some Women Prefer Hell, this is the scenario where your mom and your dad were having an incident, and I think he came home drunk, right?
Uh-huh.
And your mother was having, I can just read it. How about that?
Okay.
Let me go back. It's on page 5, but I want to start in case you forgot. Okay. Your mom says he finally came home and thought the car would make her forget that he hadn't been there. That night she let it go. This night I guess she had time, and she asked, "Why you steady sweating me, badgering me? You knew what you were getting into." This is your dad talking. "Ain't this what you got here? Ain't this keeping you here? So your daughters can stay in that fancy-ass school? So you can keep buying Gucci, Chanel, cars, and clothes?" Mike slurred to my mom. This is in your voice. "Shut up," he says. Your mom says, "Shut up," she interrupted. "In case you forgot, I paid the mortgage for the last 4 months because you're thinking popping bottles in the club and buying cars to stunt in the hood is more important than securing a roof over your head." Mike was embarrassed at this point. Pride was hurt, so he started charging towards my mom, who was 5'2" and maybe 140 pounds soaking wet, against his big It was inevitable that my mom would lose the battle. So I hopped out of my bed, ran upstairs to where my mom and Mike were, and I pushed open the door because it was only cracked and screamed, "Get away from my mom." When I tried to stop them from arguing, he pushed me on the ground. I remember being more shocked than physically hurt. My mom was shocked as well and yelled to my sister and to me to start the car. I refused to leave, I refused to leave my mother, so I stayed behind the door to see the outcome of the argument. My mother raised her hand to swing and hit him from pushing me on the ground. He grabbed her hand and she began to cry. He pulled her by her hand until she was to her knees. Her cries were silent, unable to cry out due to the pain. He looked up at the door and saw me there watching him hurt her. I thought he would stop, but he only smiled. His smile did not indicate that everything would be okay. It was more of a shit is about to get real, kind of real, a demonic smile. I remember feeling helpless as he started to talk to my mother while he was trying to rub her hand after he released it, when he said, "I'm only with you for your credit." What?
Yeah.
Don't you know I could have had anybody? Don't you know I could have had anybody, he said to her as he packed up her things, throwing her clothes, purse, and perfumes in a 64-gallon trash bag. But the thought that he told her, the story goes on, but he says, "I'm only with you for your credit." That blew me away. How many women are in relationships today where they're in a relationship where the man, or it could be reversed, where the woman is only with you for a certain thing. They are not there for your heart, for your love, and for what you have to offer the world, but for something material, for your credit. I was shocked. I was like, I can't believe he said that.
Right.
And you heard that. How did that make you feel?
You know what? People come into your lives for certain reasons, and sometimes it doesn't get revealed until the very end. Sometimes it gets revealed at the beginning. A story, I made it so that, one of the first pages was him revealing as to why he was actually around. And that is actually not my father in the book. That is my mother's boyfriend. And
right.
He is, it just made me feel everybody has an ulterior motive. And it kind of makes you second guess everybody's motive. Because if that were your motive, you would think that in full transparency that someone would say to you, "You know what, I would really just like to do business with you," versus let me get in your head, let me get in your mind, let me get in your house, and let me get around your kids and really try to build a family with you when I'm really only here for one thing. It really just makes you look at people a little bit differently. At first, that's how I felt. Like I had to, check everybody's motive. But now it's like you kind of got to just trust God and the Spirit and ask Him for the gift of discernment so that you can know who is around you and what their reasons are for, and hope that they are sent by Him. And if not, you pray that He takes them away from you so that they don't stunt your growth,
Have you discovered that sometimes, most times, people come into our lives for reasons for us to learn lessons that we don't want to learn, and the same lessons keep showing up in a different pair of pants or a different skirt? Has that been your experience?
Absolutely. Each time a little bit harder than the first so that you can really grasp the lesson. Yeah.
What would you say has been your hardest lesson to date?
Letting people go. Everybody can't go with you. And that's a struggle for me.
And what process do you use in order to let people go?
I just really came up with a process because I haven't had one. My process is, if you don't want to be around me, you don't have to be around me. You just got to go, I don't want to hold anybody that doesn't want to be held. And most times when they leave, they're supposed to leave. Because the people that they're supposed to be around, they don't leave. They might, go away for a second, but they never leave you for real. The people that actually leave, they were a lesson, a blessing, or they were just there for a season,
If you just joined us this morning, you're listening to author Mo D, a 25-year-old author of the hottest new book on the planet called Some Women Prefer Hell. I heard about this book on a show that I was editing for the Higher Learning Network TV show where Dr. Willie Wilson was giving out $500 checks to homeowners who were about to lose their home due to taxes. And I can't remember the minister's name it was at one of the churches on the south side. One of the ministers was going into the audience, talking to the people that were there, and a lady stood up, and I guess that lady was you because she said, my name is, I don't remember what that was, but I remember the title of the book, and she said, Some Women Prefer Hell. And he looked at her, and, I could hear the silence in the audience. Was that you, or was that you in the audience that day?
No, that was actually my mom.
Okay.
I remember what you're talking about, but yeah, that was my mom.
Yeah. And I said, when I heard that, I was like, wow, that's an interesting title. I'd like to have her on the show. And then I got an email the very same day. Someone sent me an email promoting the book, and I was like, okay, so two in one day. I get it. This is somebody I need to have on the show. So
okay,
thank you for listening to the spirit that is within you that guided you to write this book. And we're going to talk about a few other things when we come back. Right now it's 8:00, and we need to go and share some very important messages with our listening audience. So stay close on the Female Solution, Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks, and a very special guest, Modi, the author of Some Women Prefer Hell.
We have an opportunity to transform the whole global society in the next 50 years. 50 years from now, the earth will be populated by a new generation of adults, many of whom are yet unborn. Our mission is to nurture them in childhood with love, guidance, and protection, and to raise them in healthy, happy families. If we impart values of compassion, generosity, and respect for fellow human beings in the next generation of children, they will create a world where people can live together in peace. This is our goal. Be a part of the transformation. Get your copy of the book, The Female Solution. Go to www.naimalatif.com. That's www.naimalatif.com.
Hi, this is Beata, your holistic life coach. Every Friday morning, I'm on The Female Solution. I'm also blogging live every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Soul Purpose Healing, where I help you get back into alignment with the Creator's love, compassion, and wisdom. On Sunday, you can call in at 215-383-5863 or go to www.blogtalkradio.com/soulpurposehealing. When I'm not doing spiritual adjustments on Blog Talk Radio, I'm helping clients reduce the stress in their lives with EFT, essential oils, and cost-saving health plans like Ameriplan. Ameriplan is a better way to save money on your health care expenses. There is more information on how to contact me at www.yourholisticlifecoach.com. Till then, stay in joy.
I'm Dr. Willie Wilson. A previous mayor destroyed the great assets in the middle of the night, forcing corporate and private aircraft to land elsewhere. Jobs and revenue was lost, and convenient access to the business in the downtown area is gone. As mayor, I fully intend to reopen Maxfield.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for mayor.
Hi, this is Maika, and I want you to join me every Thursday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. And let's talk about it. There are so many interesting things to talk about, and we have many thought-provoking discussions. We have amazing guests on the show, and you'll find real transparency, a really peaceful environment, also a healing environment as we do EFT and other healing modalities to bring ourselves into congruence and balance. It's also a child-friendly environment. And we have an open mic. All you have to do is press 1 to be heard and to say what you have to say. No fear, no fake, real truth. That's what you'll find on my show. Visit our archives at The Female Solution on Blog Talk Radio and listen to past discussions that are intriguing. Call 505-615-9325. Invite a friend and listen in, and I'll see you then on Blog Talk Radio. Let's talk about it with Maika every Thursday.
Let's talk about it with Maika every Thursday on Blog Talk Radio on The Female Solution. And thank you so much for joining us back here this morning with my very special guest, Mo D, author of Some Women Prefer Hell. Well, they don't have to. They really don't have to. They need to know that they have a choice. What would you say, Modi, for some of our listeners? I'm so sorry. I forgot to give the number out again. If you're joining us online or if you'd like to call in, the social media pages that you can visit are The Female Solution, as well as Zelda Speaks on Twitter and Instagram. If you're listening online, you can send in your questions or comments, but call in at 515-605-9325. And you press 1 to speak. We don't know you want to speak until we can see that you have a question. And we do have some callers on the line. We're going to go to the first caller at 773-885. Grand Rising, you're live on The Female Solution. Good morning. What's your name? 773-885. Thank you for joining us this morning. You're live on Blog Talk.
Yeah. Hi. Good morning.
What's your name?
My name is Joy. Mama Joy in Chicago.
Hi, Joy. Thanks for calling this morning.
Hi. Yeah. I was actually, number one, thank you for your presence and your guest. A very interesting topic and a subject of the book. I really have to get that book, and so you can give me more information. But right now, you're about to ask her a question regarding why women stay in there. And one of the things I wanted to share was that so many women are programmed by their parents and the culture which we come from. I'm from the South, so I make a point to say that because I don't believe that Northerners or raise their daughters or their family in the same way. And I know that during my time that if you got married and I guess putting it in just a peanut, my mother used to tell me, well, you made your bed, lay in it. So, it was like you get married, that's a decision that you made. And that's what you've done, and you just have to deal with that situation. So coming up, there was a lot of abuse, and because of that attitude blanketed or shared by so many, there was no protective space for a woman because it was felt that the man was in charge. So you didn't have a place that you could go to or to get counsel. They would always send you back into the abuse section, and so you have to pray and talk to. So, I found very few people, because even myself, I had to leave because I got to the point I could not live with this man. He was continuously beating me, and I couldn't find any family to help me. I had to just leave the South. I just had to leave. And
Good
myself
for you.
that, Yeah, I had to take a chance and leave because I felt this way that if I was going to die, just let me go, and he's continuously following me. Let me go to a place where I can stand on my own, because I was willing to die at that point. I refused to live in hell, and I would prefer that to just go and fight it out. And if he destroyed me or killed me, then I'll be further enough for somebody to, clean me up so my mother will come and identify the body. That's how serious it is. So I just want to let you know that some women have, it's not a matter of they prefer it, but they believe at some point that this is just the way it's supposed to be. And I'm really amazed that that kind of mentality still exists. So I thank God for the sister writing the book, because that's something that I would like to also be able to read on and expound on, because that is some established conditions because of the belief system that we've had in the past. So thank you very much. And so I would like to elaborate on that.
Thank you so much, Joy, for calling in and sharing that. Did you want to comment, Modi?
I think that is absolutely true. My grandmother is from the South, and she was one of the people that told me to just deal with it alone. Deal with it alone. Don't tell anybody. And you decided to, you chose that, so you got to deal with it. So I totally agree. I agree with you on that for sure.
And that is and I understand what Joy said, because I too lived in the South as a child, and going on around me how women were being abused and mistreated, and the women just took a butt whooping and just stayed there. I've seen a woman get hit upside the head while she's making a man's breakfast, and give her a black eye and a bloody nose, and she just keep right on making his breakfast. And I'm saying to myself, okay, I don't want that in my life, because I don't like that scenario. And and I do know it is the main reason why I did not get married until I was in my 50s, because I saw no reason to get married if I was going to be treated like that. And it was my understanding from all the conversations that I'd ever participated in or heard about that it's just the thing. Men get mad and they beat their wives. That's what they do. And so the seed was implanted in me. It's like, okay, well, I'm not going to be one of those wives. I just won't get married. I don't have to get married because I don't have to be with somebody else to make myself whole. So I went the other way totally. And it's like I didn't even want to have children because I saw the experiences that my girlfriends were having, and they were just having such a problem getting help from the little boys that got them pregnant. It's like, no, I don't want that either. And all my family and friends, not my family, but my friends tried to make me feel that there was something wrong with me because I didn't want to get married and because I didn't want to have any children. And I'm saying to myself, that makes no sense. I'm seeing people who are unhappy, people who are struggling every single day. Why would I want to be like that? So I grew up thinking something was wrong with me because I didn't want to be like everybody else who was having those kinds of experiences. Did you have any of those experiences, Modi?
Kinda, not really. I kind of just kept a lot of things to myself, Yeah, I kept a lot to myself because I grew up in a house where it was like, keep your business to yourself, never let your right hand know what your left hand is doing. So I took that as you got to kind of, whatever you go through, you got to go through it alone. You got to go through it by yourself and don't let anybody know. But I do know of people that have gone through those type of things, but no, not me.
And it's a blessing that you haven't, because I wouldn't wish ill anything to anyone, because just because you're in pain, you should not want the next person to be in pain. I look at when you're walking down the street and you look at people, and it appears to me that we are all, not all, but many of us are just going through the motions of trying to get through the day. You look at people, they're stuck in their phones, and it's like, how often do you look up at people and you see a smile on their face? I mean, see sheer ecstatic joy. You just don't see. I don't see that.
I don't see it either. Most people are angry. Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
You said it. You said it. You hit the nail on the head. Number one, when we don't realize it, we're angry at ourselves more so than anyone else. Some
Absolutely.
other person comes. That other person is just the face that we can direct that energy to, because we're really angry at ourselves for whatever reason. We didn't make the right decision on the food that we ate, on the medication that we took, on the relationship that we're in, on the class that we took in school, the job that we're at. We're just mad, and we don't know how to get direction, how to come out of that madness.
Exactly.
That's why
we become complacent in the madness.
Mhm. I'm so glad that we have a young person as young as yourself, 25 years young, who has come to the planet and is in a space where you're open and receptive to listening and to writing about your trials and tribulations and sharing that information with the world. How important is it for people who are going through daily challenges to keep a journal, Modi?
It is absolutely important. You know, I actually started writing my book because they always say, and they just, or in general, say, if you write it down and you burn it, you'll feel better because it's a release. So I began writing it, but it was too good to burn, so I turned it into a book. So I believe that having a journal is very, very important to get that release. And you could have a book if you continue to go, you know. So
you could have lots of books.
You can have lots of books, exactly. Oh yeah, and I have about 3 more in this series.
Okay, you probably have more than 3 more. You just don't know it yet. So this is volume 1. I can't wait to read volume 2. When do you think you will be writing more?
Before the end of the well, I have actually already started part 2. So it'll be out before the end of the year.
And just in time for Christmas, just in time for the holidays.
That's my goal.
Yes, ma'am. And I'd love to have you back on the show to talk about that too, because this, there's so much pain in our society. We focus on the pain of the solution. Have you noticed, Modi? I know I have. I'm twice your age and then some. And I associate with, I used to roller skate, and I can't, or I choose not to because I like walking. I don't want to fall and break anything else, and I don't want to be damaged. But I noticed that the group that I'm with, we're all retired, and we all talk about our aches and pains. And we mentioned that during the course of the day many times because we claim that pain. And it occurred to me one day, I said, this day, I'm not going to mention any aches and pains. I'm not going to talk about my back. I'm not going to talk about my hip. I'm not going to talk about my ankle. I'm only going to say loving things about my body. And just for that one day, I had no pain. I forgot I had pain. How awesome is that? Like you talked about tricking your mind. I tricked my body into believing that there would be no pain that day, and there was no pain. And at the end of the day, I was like, wow, this stuff really works. And I'm talking about the stuff that I talk about is the innovative mindfulness breakthrough system that I developed as a result of getting hurt and being hospitalized. There's a few tricks of the trade that I learned in my pain therapy, and I share that pain therapy in my audio program. And that is the kind of thinking that we have got to begin to accomplish in our own lives if we are to move forward. Because not all pain is physical either. A lot of pain is mental, as you witness, as you talk about in your book. Some women prefer hell.
And you know what? We we navigate our lives through our minds, and you can manifest things. So the day that you decided, you're not going to speak negatively, you manifested that your body is going to feel better. So if we change our thoughts and we change the way that we speak, then to be more positive, then the outcome will be a little bit more positive. And then when people talk like that, it's like, oh, you manifested, all you have to do is say it. The other person is like, yeah, right, that's not going to work. But if you try it, it just could. I've never known it to not work. Typically in the morning, and I tell myself you're going to have a great day, and you end up having a great day. Because mental, to me, and I don't knock any physical abuse because I know that when you're going through it, it seems like it's the worst. But to me, mental abuse is the worst because it never leaves your mind. It's always in the back of your mind. That bruise is going to go away. That sting is going to go away. But that what they said to you and, how they made you hurt, that's never going to go away.
No.
Never.
It's there for life. As in the life goes out of you. You are physically drained. Mm-hmm. If you just joined us this morning, we're talking with the author of Miss Modi, author of Some Women Prefer Hell, and we are going to go to the request lines. We've got lots of lines lit up at 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak. We are opening up the line of area 6350. Grand Rising. Good morning. Who's this? Hi, who's this?
This is Mama AZ, Paris. Grand Risings. Can you hear me okay?
Rising. Yes, ma'am, Mama AZ. We hear you. Thank you for joining us this morning. What's your comment or question, dear?
I am so abundantly grateful that you chose today's topic. It's extremely wise and on point because of what today is. Today is a 1. If you add up all of those digits, the date, everything, it adds to a 1 that represents dropping knowledges, planting seeds that you may not see to come to fruition in this lifetime. However, I'm so proud of you, young lady.
Thank you.
I am so proud of you. You've inspired me because at 67, I'm going through a major transition. And just to know that you are an old soul and you're 25, that's a 7. I don't know what your life path is, but if you add up all of your digits,
3,
meaning the month and the date that you came to the planet and the year, that will give you your life path. Do you know your life path?
I believe it's 2.
Wow. If so, that is balance. That is justice. That's the scale. That's the feminine energy, and that's the gateway into other dimensions. And I can go on and on and on. But you are an old soul, and I'm so proud of you because you're young, baby, and it shows that there are young people who come to this planet just to do what you are doing in many ways, and you make me proud. I just give yourself a hug for me, for your intelligence and just your wisdom, because 2 also represents the feminine wisdoms. So I can go on, but thank us. Aho, you be blessed.
Thank you. You too. Thank you so much.
And thank you, Mama Z. We
yes,
greatly
ma'am.
appreciate you. We greatly appreciate you. Modi, how does that feel to have the wisdom of the elder commending you for the work that you do?
When I get those comments, it's just like, okay, I'm doing the right thing. I'm doing the right thing, and keep going. it's motivation for me, and I really appreciate it.
You are always at the right place at the right time doing the right thing. We've got more callers on the line at 515-605-9325. We are going to open the mic for area code 773-885. You are live on the Female Solution, Grand Rising. What's your name? 773-885. We have no connection there. We are going to our next caller at area code 407-701. You are live on the air. Grand Rising. Good morning. What's your name?
Grand Rising. This is Viata of
Hi,
Health
Viata.
And Wellness. And
Yes,
I missed the first hour of the show, but I was just wondering again, and thank you again, sister, for your beautiful book. But how did you come up with this title again?
It came to me in a dream. The title was Dancing in the Sand playing in the sand with the devil. I didn't really like that. And then I was really trying to figure out what I wanted it to be, and it just came to me in a dream. Some women prefer you.
And so, what was the experience that you saw that women prefer hell? What was going on again in your life?
Okay, so some women prefer hell. It's allegoric. Hell could be whatever you think hell is your hell. So, but personally, what I was going through was a mentally abusive guy, a con artist. Someone that was going to finesse their way into your mind. That is actually hell. So, but it was a thrill that kept me going back, continuing to crave it. So that's why it was some women prefer hell, because once you notice that those things happen, common sense, or you would think that you would just run, but excitement kind of keeps you there. Well, it kept me there.
Oh, wow. Good insight. I was thinking about when I heard the title, the word hell, I watched a documentary last night on Carlton Pearson, Come Sunday. And I didn't realize exactly what he went through. I was following him years ago because he's such a beautiful singer and a preacher too when I was into Christianity. But the reason he lost his church and his lifestyle was because he heard from the Creator that there was no hell after you leave this earth. And the majority of his congregation couldn't accept that. The majority of the black preachers couldn't accept it. And so he suffered quite a bit. And then he finally found a new church family. And so the word hell, it just reminded me of this journey just to teach the people in his life that the hell is right here on earth, and there's no hell after that. That was a big adjustment for him and the people around him. So I like the title because you're so on point that this journey on earth, people are conscious that they're in hell, some like yourself, and then we work to get out of it. So congratulations that you're working on another book, and that keep up the good work, because people need to hear these types of experiences, I think, so that they can get out of the hell here and now. So thank you for sharing.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you.
And thank you for calling in, Viana. I thoroughly enjoyed your show this past Friday, as I always do. You are always just a wealth of information, and thank you for being the spirit that you are and helping us keep our health intact with the resources and information that you share with us.
Thank you. Thank us.
Amen. Praise God, through whom all blessings flow. As we continue to flow into the 8:30 hour, we've got our very own Chicago author, Miss Mo D, author of Some Women Prefer Hell. And as we have been taught that hell is a place that we go to, and I am so tired of hearing the words heaven and hell, because heaven and hell is right here. I strongly believe that this is, that there is a life after. It has to be somewhere, because nobody ever has come back and told us anything different. So, something's going on somewhere on another plane and we don't know anything about it. And we just have to be open and receptive to the experience that Pastor Carlton Pearson had. And I learned about him when I was on commercial radio at Gospel Radio 1390 V103. And he would come on the air, he'd come to the show, and he'd have conversations. And he was just such a different spirit, and I love that about him. And no judgment whatsoever, because he had to have that experience in order to share that experience with the universe as a whole. And I strongly believe in heaven and hell is a state of mind. And on that, we'll take a note and come back on the other side with our guest for today, Modi. Some women prefer hell. We'll be right back, and hopefully you'll stay with us.
Oh, man, God sent the monthly sun bill today. This sunlight is really expensive, especially during this season. I'll probably have to work overtime to pay it.
Well, you better pay it on time. We don't want the sun to go out, and we're sitting up here all day in the dark.
Wouldn't it be terrible if God charged us for sunlight? Well, thank God. The light and heat from the sun is free. So why are we paying such high bills for the energy we use in our homes? Because we don't know how to use solar energy, the free energy from the sun. You can convert your regular home to a solar energy home and save tremendously on your electric bill. Take a look at your electric bill. Wouldn't you like to reduce or possibly even eliminate that cost altogether? Let one of our solar consultants show you how. Call today, 312-849-3456, and schedule a free consultation. That's 312-849-3456.
While taxes do provide the funds to pay for our services, high taxes can drive business out of our city. Residents then go out of state to buy gas because our gas taxes are so high. And when they buy gas, they stop and buy many other items. Lowering gas taxes will keep those residents and dollars in our city.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for mayor.
Are you ready to take charge of your health? Hi, this is Viata, your holistic life coach, and I'll be joining the Female Solution family every Friday morning to assist you in your journey to abundant health. Together, we can reduce the stress, which most health professionals agree is a major contributor to disease. Every Friday, I'll be sharing the knowledge I've gained from over 20 years in the holistic health field. The word holistic simply means taking into consideration mind, body, and spirit to balance and heal your human self. I am truly excited to be able to serve you on the Female Solution.
Do you worry about finances, family, health, job, relationships? Are you in pain? Do you feel stuck? If you answered yes to any of these questions, help is available. Don't worry, you're not alone. It's part of the human process. You only feel this way because you haven't mastered the voices in your head. No hype, just down-to-earth, solid, workable tools and techniques that you can practice daily. It's really food for the soul, whether you want to learn how not to worry about anything, reverse type 2 diabetes, publish a book, promote your product or service, or just make extra money. To take advantage of the deal of the day, go to zeldaspeaks.com or call 312-409-6619. Mention promo code The Female Solution and get free shipping. That's zeldaspeaks.com or 312-409-6619. Stop worrying today. Visit zeldaspeaks.com. Thank you for joining us back here on blogtalkradio.com. The Female Solution, Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks, and my very special guest today, Modi, author of Some Women Prefer Hell. I am honored to have such a young spirit on the show that is so knowledgeable and who is open and receptive to sharing her pain so that we can all grow through this pain. And speaking of pain, Modi, let me say this. I forgot to mention the Maiman family, a family that my godmother, when I was living in the South with my aunt, who raised me when my mom died. The Maiman family was in a family that lived in the next town. And Melvin Maiman, who was one of her younger sons, he passed away this past Thursday, I think it was. So much prayers for the Maiman family, for his sister, my girlfriend, Mary Dolores, and her brothers, Robert, and I remember nicknames. I can't remember their real names. I remember the nicknames Sock and David and Carol and all the others. So let us keep in mind and keep prayers for the Maiman family. Thank you so much for allowing me to be part of a family that is so loving. And their mother, Mary Pearl Maiman, they called her May Pearl. She was a hoot back in the day. You need to know. She reminded me of Miss Shirley. You know Shirley Caesar, the gospel artist, right? Mm-hmm. She was just like Shirley Caesar. She didn't take no stuff off of nobody, but that woman kept her house so cold. It was so cold in that house. It was like walking into a meat locker. You know, the big meat houses where you go and get your meat at, and you walk in there, it's freezing. That was her house. And I was like, Lord have mercy. How does she live like this? But I didn't know anything about hot flashes. I know a thing or two about hot flashes now, so now I understand. But I said all that to say this. Thank you, and Melvin Maiman, I know you're on the other side making somebody laugh, so continue to do what you do, and we keep your family in prayer. As we continue, we have more calls coming in this morning. If you'd like to voice your opinion, 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak. As we go to the phone lines, we're going to go to 872-777. Your line is open. That's 872 Grand Rising. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning. This is Kofi from Chicago.
Good morning, Kofi.
How y'all doing? Hey.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, how you doing, sister? I like the title of your book.
Thank you.
But as a man, as a family-minded person, I see what's going on in our society is that we are venting out the pain from our experience with each other, okay? And it is driving men and women further apart. My question to you.
I'm on a conference call. I'll be off at 9:30. You can call in. Thanks. Bye.
With your experience that you've experienced, are you planning on having a family and getting married with children? Is that your goal out of this? Absolutely. Or are you gonna let that situation drive you to an optional relationship, or out there just hurt and painful, or running to some other race? That's what we do when we go through problems with our own people. You understand? We think because we went through a situation with that man in your ear trying to, get at you, that has affected so many black women and caused them to go out and date other races and think all black men are like that. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying, but that...
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
that is not me. That is not me. My father is black. I will marry a black man. I never once thought that I would date outside my race. I mean, I know things happen, but that is actually why I wrote the book, so that women don't think that just because one person did you this way that everybody's going to be that way. Your mistakes don't define you, even if it's not a mistake. It doesn't define you. It's something that happened to you. It isn't you. So I absolutely plan on having a black man as a husband and a family.
Amen. Because that is the core of our existence in America. A lot of us are being inundated with our issues, with our problems. You understand what I'm saying? All black men do this, or black women do this, and then we go, wait a minute, well, I'm gonna go date somebody else and just forget about the whole race. So now you have black people walking around actually ignoring each other. Don't want to spend time looking at each other. Don't even want to address each other. And you know what that creates? It creates strife and friction, and now we're striking out on each other because we don't want to have nothing to do with each other. That's where we are right now in 2018. Do you agree with that? Do you see it happening?
I do. I see that happening. Yes, I do.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
It's a sickness. It's a sickness. It's a sickness. I want to tell everybody, it's a sickness. We are under a sickness. It's a curse we put on ourselves from battling this environment that we've been under this pressure. Black men are getting labeled. I tell black women, they go, I don't like no black man, but you got a black baby. What you talking about? Black man can't do nothing. Black man can't do nothing for me. But you got a baby by a black man. He just gave you life. That's your business partner right there for life. Well, how is that my business partner? You got a baby with him.
Yeah,
so
we got
to let that go, man. It is doing harm. It's created so much strife and friction. I'm about to head outside right now, and I know black women are gonna look at me in such a way like, what kind of man? Don't touch me. Don't sit next to me. I'm like, whoa. But that's where we are right now. And your book is really opening up that Band-Aid of our hurt that men have hurt women. Men have hurt women over the years.
Brother Kufi,
I'm sorry. Let me stop.
Can I ask you a question? Can I make you? No, thank you so much for your call. I greatly appreciate you voicing your opinion, but I must ask you the question. You said you're about to go outside right now, and black women are going to look at you in a way that is not loving and caring and helping you evolve as a man. What is it about you think that women don't like, that they have those thoughts about you? Why is that? And I know it's all part of the conditioning, but the fact that you say that, you give power to that, you make those words manifest.
I know what it is. I show them the complete opposite of a ratchet man. I show them an intelligent man. They feel my love. You know what I'm saying?
Wonderful.
They can't say black man ain't nothing because I just seen a good black man.
Wonderful.
That's what I represent. I represent the good man, and they don't like that because it corrects their thought, it corrects their behavior, it corrects what they've been thinking. You know what I'm saying? I got black women come on to here every day. You know what I'm saying? I'm a decent looking guy. I'm well to do, but I'm just saying on a majority, I find out that black women they treat me that way, and I used to always figure out why. It's because I represent the other echelon. I represent the opposite of what they've been taught on the media. I represent the opposite of what people are trying to do. I represent the opposite of that, and they don't like it. So they try to frustrate me. Oh yeah, see, he's just like the rest of them. See, that's the experience that I have every day.
Okay, I get that.
Yeah,
I get that. Okay.
Because when they start talking to me and I start talking this good stuff, they go, girl, he ain't like the rest of it.
Because I can hear in your spirit, Brother Kufi, you are a man about the business of bringing people together by any means necessary. And when I first started this show, and I said it on the air too, and I said, this is a brother, he is so angry. But then after the show, I always have to come wind down and meditate on what was said during the show. And Spirit revealed to me that he's not angry, he's passionate. And because I am so used to angry men, I perceived it as such. You're not angry, you're passionate. And for those who have not experienced passion, they see it as anger. So I apologize to you for having either thought that way, because I now have a different picture of you, and I can see that it's passion. And I'm grateful for your passion, and I'm grateful that you share your passion with people on a daily basis and the love that you share. And thank you so much for calling this morning and sharing your passion with us.
All right.
Thank you so much.
And you have a wonderful day, and thank you once again for being the spirit that you are. Modi, thank you for Some Women Prefer Hell. We've got the lines lit up, girl. I've got to go take another call. 515-605-9325. Did you want to comment on him before we go to the next caller?
I think that he was right on. I think everything he said was great. I think that that's a lot. That's how a lot of women think, but that's how we've been programmed to think. And I wrote the book because we're all growing up together. It's still somebody that's not, 65 that can learn something from me. So,
amen. Because I'm learning, and I'm almost 65. Let's go to the line.
Okay, well then.
Okay, 773-997. You're live on the air on the Female Solution. Grand Rising. Who's this?
Good morning, Grand Rising. This is Lois here in Chicago.
Hello.
Hi. Listen, our young lady today just hit the topic that I'd like to ask her, how did you find out about the title of your book so soon in life?
Right. I think, honestly, like I said previously, life is to be lived forward and understood backwards. I think that I went through so much at an early age so that it can reach the masses, and I think that it would come differently from someone like me than it would from someone else. So I think that it was all divine purpose, honestly. Like I said, it came to me in a dream, and I told God, okay, I'm following your purpose, and it just came to me. So I really think that this is what he wanted me to do.
Fantastic. That is such a wonderful, but so many women are still being abused and misused, and they still don't understand. Mm-hmm. They still don't understand. So hopefully, this is going to reach out all over the world, and thank you so much and thank God for you and putting this on your mind, because it's really, really what a lot of women prefer. All right, take care, and that's my comment for the day. Love everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
And thank you so much for calling. We've got time for one more call. 312-823. You are live on the air. 312-823.
Good morning. This is Rashida. I wanted to thank your author, the writer there, because knowledge is the capacity, to know oneself. And to have the ability to communicate knowledge to others, it's very good, and because once you have knowledge, you have that ability. But we have a tendency not to want to share, so we don't do our purpose. So, God bless you to do your purpose, and you're doing a good job, and I want to commend you on that. Because, knowing that other animals have the capacity, to learn and to establish new behaviors. Human beings are capable of knowledge acquisitions, which permits us to move above the level of habit. So with those type of disclosures that are put in writing that can motivate us, we need more of that. So that's all I want to really say. That it's remarkable and significant. It's a way of getting knowledge and passing it along. It permits human beings, to master their environment and themselves. Thank you, Sister.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing that. I appreciate that. Thank you.
And thank you so much for calling, Rashida. Boy, the lines are lit up this morning, 515-605-9325. Let's go to the phone line, girl. Get you another call at 773-885.
Hi. This is Mama Joy again. I stepped away for a while, and maybe the question was asked, but Tamara, could you tell me, I was thinking about at the time when so many of us are inundated with the biblical, and finding ourselves at fault, connected with Eve, and feeling that, oh, we're the reason for it. I mean, did you find anyone or any way of connecting a mindset that women are deserving to do it because of this situation that we're as being responsible for the condition of this world, as so many teachers are doing? You understand what I'm saying?
If I understand, are you saying did I find people that say that we're deserving because of the Adam and Eve story?
Mm-hmm.
No, and I thank God that I did not hear anybody say that to me, because I disagree with that. I disagree with that.
Because I can remember my Sunday school teacher when I spoke to her about my goals and what I wanted to do, and she says, "Oh no, you'll never be a preacher. You'll never stand before people, because that God, only the boys are special." And so I was just wondering if that same mindset is prevailing in some way, whereas women are being feeling some responsibility for the condition of the world, and just not knowing how to get out of it or what they can do to make a difference, or find themselves deserving of a better life than hell. That's because when you say hell, I'm saying, ooh. Mm-hmm.
I think that women, I don't think that boys are special. I think women are special. He gave us the gift of life. So I think that we should be treated with the utmost respect. I think that life starts with us. Everything starts with us. So, and I think the black woman in particular. So, when I do find women that feel as though they did something to deserve that, I don't care what you did. You don't deserve for anybody to treat you less than ideal. And I even think that if you're treating someone less than ideal, they should be the ones to stand up to you and teach you how to treat them. I'm a firm believer of we teach people how to treat us. If it's not for the simple way of how we treat us, that women deserve to be treated with the utmost respect. And I think that if I can be that woman to tell other women, young women, old women, whoever, that they deserve that, then the world will be a better place, I think. I think it's just all a mindset type situation.
Wow.
Thanks.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for calling and sharing that. We got a few more calls here. We need to get in. Area code 312-823. You are live on the air. Area code 312-823. Maybe they stepped away, and we'll go to the next Grand Rising. Good morning. Who's this?
You're live on the air.
You're live on the air. Who's this?
This Rashida.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go to the next call, Rashida. It is area code area code 885. Is that area code 885? Yes, that's area code 885. 773-885. You're live on the air. Good morning. Grand Rising, 773-885-18. Excuse me, I don't want to say all the numbers. You're live on the air, area code 773-885. Well, I guess maybe they're having a little problem, too, because I can hear the clicking in the phone. We will try the next caller, which is area code, gosh, there's so many here. I can't keep them all in my head. Area code, I can't see that. The sun just blocked it out. But we're about to close out here. So let you finish your, so many people love the idea that you've written this book to help us and to help move us forward. Can you give us some closing thoughts and ideas, and maybe we can squeeze in another call before you go?
Yes.
What can we expect in the future from you?
So Some Women Prefer Hell Part 2, it comes out before the end of the year. We are actually doing a movie as well on Some Women Prefer Hell Part 1. I just think that this is so powerful that it has to reach the masses, and whatever do to get it done, I'm going to make sure that I do. Lesson was too big to hold back.
Oh, wow.
So,
awesome.
Yeah, I have to.
And will the name of the movie be Women Prefer Hell?
Yes, Some Women Prefer Hell is definitely going to be the name of the movie.
Oh,
it's just so
right now.
Like captivating. I can't change it.
Oh my goodness! Wonderful! Congratulations. What stage are you in this production?
So we're in the writing stage now. We're actually doing the script. It should be out probably fall of next year. I already have a film director, producer. We already have everything that we need. We're just making the film as Chicago and Black as possible.
Oh wow! Awesome! Congratulations! And if you ever need a voiceover, I'm willing and available. I'll take a walk. I'll take my walk-on spot too. Thank you so much. We've got room for one more caller at area code 407. We are opening. Nope, that is the wrong one. That is not area code 407. I'm saying the wrong. There she is. Area code 407-701.
That's me.
You're live
again,
on the
Beata.
Yes,
That's
ma'am,
me.
Beata. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I think you just opened my line again. But I'm okay. I'm enjoying the show. Thank you.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Thank you so much for being not only a host of Health and Wellness on Friday, but being the kind of person that is willing to share your knowledge, because a lot of times people get information and they're not just trying to share it. They don't realize the information came through them. It didn't come to stay. So we're going to close out today's show. In case you missed it, you just tuned in. Our special guest today was the one and only Chicago artiste. Her name is Modi. She's an author and writer and author of the book, Some Women Prefer Hell, and we are not one of those women, Modi. We're trying to make this a better place to live for all of us. So thank you so much. Is there a website that they can go to?
Yes, www.somewomenpreferhell.com. And on Instagram is at JUSTMODI and 2 underscores.
Can you say that again and say it just a little bit slower? Because somebody somewhere might need time to grab pen and paper and write that down.
Okay. So the website is www.somewomenpreferhell.com. And then my Instagram is JustModi with 2 underscores. So that's JUSTMODI 2 underscores.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for being a wonderful guest and being the best that you can possibly be. We invite you to tune in next week.
We've come to the end of our show
tomorrow,
today,
not next week. Tomorrow morning to join our very own Naima Latif on The Female Solution. And be sure and join me here next Monday with Brother Lionel Abdul Haq from Community Cultivations, who will share with us information in the community that we need to know about it from a perspective, a spiritual perspective. So be sure and listen to the Higher Learning Network TV show. Watch the Higher Learning Network TV show Tuesdays at 6, Wednesdays at 1 on Channel 19, 24/7 on the World Wide Web. And if you need to contact me, Zelda at ZeldaSpeaks.com. Stay on purpose, stay empowered. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned to our next show next Monday, Lionel Abdul Haq, Community Cultivation. Stay on purpose, stay empowered. Stay tuned to your next mindfulness session with ZeldaSpeaks.com. Make it a great day. Thanks for listening.
Russia, Spasiba. Germany, Danke. Poland, Dziękuję. France, Merci. Spain, Gracias. Italy, Grazie. Egypt, Shukran. Ghana, Medasi. Nigeria, Eshe. South Africa, Ngiyabonga.
Senegal, Geret, Kenya, Asante, Israel, Toda, Pakistan, Shukriya, Afghanistan, Tashakkur, Saudi Arabia, Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.